This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/day to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/day for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
Honey, the power's out.
Flashlight's dead. Can't find batteries.
Hey neighbors, want to borrow my Star Patrol spotlight?
That flashlight lights up the whole house.
Watch, the Star Patrol can light up the whole neighborhood. It can illuminate up to a half-mile away.
A half mile? That's insanely bright.
And the Turbo Boost increases brightness up to 100%.
Whoa, now that's insanely bright.
With 10 illumination modes, the Star Patrol is a flashlight, spotlight, floodlight, emergency light, and more. And with an ultra-fast USB power bank, you can even charge your phone with it. Plus, the Star Patrol is fully rechargeable and backed by a 100% satisfaction guarantee.
So how do I get one of these Star Patrols?
Go to GetStarPatrol.com and you'll get it with free Turbo Boost, free shipping, and a money-back guarantee. Again, that's GetStarPatrol.com. GetStarPatrol.com.
If you love entertainment, current events, and Hollywood, don't miss Creator to Creators, hosted by the filmmaker Meosha, known for the Shudder hit documentary Horror Noir and the acclaimed film Anatomy of an Anti-Hero, Redemption. This show features interviews with filmmakers and creatives from around the globe. Join the fun with guest celebrities and gain valuable insights. Subscribe now and follow Creator to Creators.
Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Creators to Creators today. Today we have a special guest.
Oh, my name is Ase Odin. Ase Odin. I'm a new artist, so thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for coming on the show. I love going back to the beginning. I always say the beginning charts our trajectory in life, our little habits we pick up along the way. Follow us into our adulthood. Tell me a little bit about your childhood. What was that like? And when did the love for music begin?
Well, I grew up in Nigeria. I was born in Benin City, Nigeria. My childhood was a little bit, let me see, wasn't just a linear path of what you would expect a little kid to grow up in. Because my parents were married. However, my father was transferred to another state. And so he was with the local government police band. And so they transferred him to Abeokuta in the west of Nigeria. And I was about 5 years old. So he took me with him. And then my mother was in Benin City. So I grew up with my dad, and he was in the police band. He was extremely good. He was next to, supposedly the bandmaster that they had there. So each time when he goes to practice, I go along with him, and I watch how they practice. I see how he actually adore and take keen interest in the sound, the tone, and how specific he comes with the chord progression and things of such. And then when he gets home, I clean the the saxophone or the trombones that he
Nice.
uses, and that was my job. That was my job, so that was my childhood. And I was in a very, let me see, I was, I had a little bit of a speech problem when I was growing up. I used to stutter, you know,
Mm.
so I had to end up, by then, you have to survive because Nigeria is a developing country. So
Right, right.
I either have to fight or know how to sing, so I did both, but yeah, and then that was how then my love for music, started coming along as I go with my dad to their practice sessions and how they perform for the royals, how they perform for
Nice.
the events. And then on my mom's side, they were traditional singers. They could sing like, yes, they were really, really grounded in that. But I didn't know I had those in me. So when I get home, we weren't privileged to be able to buy the musical instruments. So I would gather like coal hangers, sticks, and get on top of the table and start playing music. Then get some forks and knives to make the sound more, to give you some flavor and things of such. So that's how I started.
I love that. That's amazing. I mean, I can only imagine as far as like music and you know um you know growing up the music and the rich like the beats and the drums of Nigeria. It just must be. I was recently inducted into a African induction. So I have Nigerian in my blood as well. I was a part of I want to say Yoruba tribe.
Yoruba, yes.
Yes.
Actually, yes. Actually, oh, please, I don't mean to cut you short, but
You're good.
Abeokuta is in the Yoruba land.
Ah.
Yes, is in the, that's where, I don't know if you heard of Fela Ransome-Kuti.
Oh,
Fela,
yes, I have.
Fela.
Hmm.
Yeah, he was, he was actually the founder of Afrobeat.
Oh, wow.
Yes, but he came from Abeokuta, and actually went to when my father we go to work sometimes. His mother had a daycare by then. That's where my dad put me in. So I was privileged to be able to see him once in a while, but I was very young. Yeah.
That's beautiful. That's so cool. Yeah, I think it's just so beautiful. And I mean, the single is just amazing. I mean, you said you're a new artist, but the music and the sound is so rich. And I just want to talk about this, this song. It's so uplifting, it's joyful, it's fun. Where did the idea and the song, how did it come to you? And what was like, what was it like writing it?
Well, uh, actually, writing it had to be came from the influence of my experiences with life,
Beautiful.
and just knowing that every day, even though we don't acknowledge that, we what we do is worry so much about money, about
Mm.
financial situations.
Yeah.
We wake up worrying about money because we're on a time crunch, we're on a schedule. We go to work, we come home, we are still on a time crunch because everything has, is profiled, in some sense. And then you are calculating how much your light bill, your utility bills, your house rent, your food, what you're going to, you make your budget, you do all of those things. Everything, unfortunately, revolves in our lives, is centralized around money, around, around the financial situations. So I saw that, and I was here because I'm based in the United States. And so I work sometimes. Sometimes I send money home to my family over there, to my nephews, cousins, the ones that want to go to school and stuff like that. And I realized that, coming from a developing country, one of the things we didn't quite taste is how much pressure,
Yeah.
All of this takes because of the structure,
Right.
because of the laws, rules, and regulations. So when you come to a different country of such that, like America, that supposedly, a developed country and things of such, you notice that everything is structured.
Yeah.
And you don't think you are part of that, but you are. So how did the song come about? So the song came about for that. I have to just take a seat back and acknowledge that, what? I can see, I know what is going on. So, I tell myself that every day is a blessing. Sometimes it's not so easy to even make it through the day.
Yeah.
But guess what? Tomorrow is a different day. It could even be a better day.
Yeah.
So I said, everything is about money. Na money palava. I don't want Wahala. And then you get, because you look at how we go around, the human social structure.
Yeah.
Even though if we are at a place of content, it only lasts for a while, because if we do not have any external factors bothering us, we purposely, maybe unknowingly, look for trouble.
The 6-part series is a deeply moving audio docuseries that confronts the often hidden trauma inflicted by institutional religion, sharing stark, real stories like shattered faith, voices unheard, preacher's kid, and unveiling darkness. Inspired by Meosha's own loss and featuring testimonies from survivors and experts, this series not only exposes the wounds caused within sacred spaces, but also illuminates a path toward healing and reconciliation. Available now on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Bandcamp, and more. Church Hurt invites listeners to listen, understand, and heal.
That's just who we are by nature.
Yeah, that's so true. It's so true.
Either we are nosy, either we so each time we are content, it's not enough for us. We have to reach out and drag some chaos in, and then we pray again, say, God, if you get me out of this, and then we come to an equilibrium, where that be the base of our, of our threshold, and then we do the same thing again. It's just ongoing, So, so that's how I came up with the song. I said, let's just sit back and have some joy. Take a vacation, get away, come back and reset. Because sometimes when you get away, the most thing that does for you is that you reset yourself, you reset your timeline, you come back, you get a time to reflect on where you were, what you were doing. And then when you get back, you see things in a different way again. You have that motivation, that courage to say, okay, life is good. But
Yeah.
yes,
I
so
love
that's my
that.
thank you.
I love that. You mentioned layering cymbals, hi-hats and to make people feel happy. What is your like production process when, usually you look, what does it look like when you're building a track?
Man, that's a good question.
Thank you.
That's a very good question because the way I build tracks is hmm, I look into coincidentally for me coincidentally what I've done is that I've been able like I told you, even though I was born in Benin City,
Mhm.
Nigeria, which is Edo State,
Mhm.
but my father was transferred by the local government police to the west in Abeokuta, the Yorubas. So I grew up in two different cultures of such. So I
Mm.
was able to embrace, the traditional cultural processes, the rituals, the events,
Yeah.
when they do all of those things. And then I came to America. And in short, before I came to America, we were listening to, name it from James Brown to Bob Marley to Cliff to the Eagles to even, MJ, of course.
Mhm.
And then even I don't know if you remember who the Osmond brothers, Donny Osmond,
Oh yeah.
Donny Osmond,
Yeah.
yes, because he came along during that time too. So we just embrace all, from reggae to rock to the, let me see, to R&B, especially
Mhm.
Marvin Gaye. I don't know, of course, you heard of Marvin Gaye,
Oh yeah.
and yes, and the rest. So we had all of those. We had, and when one of the things that is good that I like about my people is that when we hear anything that is foreign to us, we gravitate towards it. We want to know why it's foreign. We want to know. We are nosy that way. Say, why? How come this is this way? How come they sound this way? How come? Then we look at from the intro to the vocal tune, then to the chord progression, to the verses, to the bridges, and then one of the Yorubas, I know that you said you may have trailed some of your ancestral background to the Yoruba. They are very musical,
Oh,
very, very
nice. I
musical
love
people.
music.
Oh, extremely musical people.
I love
Very,
it.
very. Yeah, from the talking drums to the cymbals to the shekere.
Yes.
It's like this thing that you shake with beads on. There, so I got my, influences from those cultures, then from the influence coming to America, and then being able to get out of my shell
Yeah.
to explore those influences to say, okay, in my head, does it sound like this? What
Yeah.
would it sound like this? Because one of the things I don't know if you travel to out of the country to see actually when they dance, they do their, um, you know, either their tribal dances, or dances for the rituals and
Oh,
right
it's
stuff.
beautiful. It's beautiful.
Where sometimes the elderly women, they can stand in one place and still make the rhythm work. You just see, they will, you would just be amazed how they can stand in one place without moving. And you see the shaking, the everything from head to toe, you would just be amazed about it. So those things were, so I look into the, what we make the beat, the
Yeah.
rhythm,
Yeah.
and how everything will align together and actually make you feel the next step to it to say, wow,
I like that.
yeah, this is where he's going. This is where he's going. And so it's in your head, It's in your body, it's in your soul. You are just feeling it. Say, this is, so it does not necessarily have to be the treble, the guitar, it could be the bass line, it could be the drums that you are talking with. But I tend to make sure that each of the instruments are talking
I
with,
love that.
with each other, that they are relating the message to each other as they go along.
That's awesome. I love it. Yeah, I mean, because it's yes, I loved this song and just I mean, immediately as when I heard it, I was like, I just want to dance. Like I felt really
you.
good. I felt
Thank
really
you.
good. You've been making music for it's 35 years, if I'm not mistaken, but only recently started releasing it publicly. What made you decide now was the right time?
Well, a couple of things. One was that, if again, I'm going to talk back to a developing country. If you are born, when I was born, but in a developing country,
Right.
your parents encourage you. They basically beg you to go to school.
Yes, yes.
My mom was very proactive in saying, "Son, if you don't go to school, I'm gonna kill myself."
You're like, no, don't.
How are people? I mean, how our people are. They exaggerate a lot. We do
Yes.
that a lot. So, and then the next step is not you just went to school, because of the close proximity and the let me say, the minimal opportunities that was exposed to us. They don't want you to just go to school to have a free choice
Yeah.
or a free mind of what you are talented in. They want you to go to school to be, for these career academic jobs that are stable, that can bring in an income where you serve people. Like, you have to be a doctor, a pharmacist, a lawyer, an engineer, those kind of jobs. So I came to America. I went to school. I became a pharmacist.
Yeah.
I'm a
Nice.
PharmD by profession, and then I raised my family, and I'm looking at, because I had promised my dad that I'm still going to do music, even though they forbade me not to. I said, so they wanted me to raise my family, to do all of that, because I'm the oldest son, the first son, and that's a big deal when you come from a large family back home.
Yeah.
So my mother said, please, son, go to America, be a doctor, be an engineer, be a pharmacist, just don't do music. Because they could see that when I was in high school, when I was in elementary school, I was a member of the choir. I led the choir. I led this. I led it everywhere I went. I played the drums when we were like in elementary school. In all those type of things. Then when I was in high school, I was also doing plays. I was a social prefect. I was doing plays and all of that. They knew that my talent was not like in the sciences, was in the arts,
Yeah.
but they refused to see that. Yeah.
Mm.
So I came down here. I went to UW here, School of Pharmacy, and then when I was done with that, I decided during that COVID,
Yeah.
during the COVID era, where everybody had to stay at home, where the peak of the COVID was so telling that it restructured, reset people
Yeah.
to have a different mindset.
Mm-hmm.
People, I don't know if you recall that you used to look at big companies, mega companies, with how the size of their buildings, of their that they have, where they work from or stuff like that. Nobody went to work.
Right.
Nobody was, people were at home. So that's when I started saying, you know what? Let me go back to what I love to do.
I love that.
So I said, I want my light to shine. I just want to do this, and what comes out of it is fine. But I just wanted to, I wanted to start doing my music for the love of it, not to be famous, not to be I just want people to, I want to send the message and share with people.
Yes. Yes. I love that you did. I love that you followed your heart. And I feel like that's important to do in this life that we live, right? Yes, we can live for our family and our, honor them, but at the end of the day, your heart or your soul feels more fulfilled when you do what you want to do.
Yes. Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely. I love asking this question on the show, and there's no wrong answer. But the 3 levels of influence: money, power, and respect. And if you could choose only one of those things, which one would you choose and why?
I will choose respect. And the reason why I would choose respect is that I have been opportune to have, not, I'm not rich, but I'm okay financially.
Mm-hmm.
And I have seen the true colors of people with power and money, and how some of them, I won't say most of them, some of them do not care on who they tread on who they walk on, just to get what they want.
Yeah, it's true.
And I have seen also, this you have seen also, so let me share this with you. You look at the mega churches, look at the pastors.
Yeah.
They have helicopter, they have airplane, they have mega mansion homes, and they are getting your people, my people, who are laborers, who work as waiters and waitresses, who just make the minimum wage to donate all they have so they can keep living like this.
Yeah.
And they look them in the eye and actually claim that this is divine, this is Holy Spirit, this is God, turning religion into a business.
Yeah.
So that is painful for me to even think about. So I just wanted to share that with you.
Same. It's really sad that we live in such a world that's like that, that people will use God as will hide behind God and say,
Yes.
this is what we're doing. This is for God, and when it's really for themselves. So yeah, it's really sad.
I really want you to okay, the reason why that's so personal to me is this.
Mm.
When you live in a country that's, like when you live in a country like America or some countries that are developed, like in Europe, stuff like that, where people make, the lifestyle, they have basic needs, they have all of that. But when you take this to third world countries, underdeveloped countries, developing countries, where the minimum wage is zero, is nothing. People are going to the dumps to go look for coke bottles to sell so they can get a penny, so they can get 5 pennies just to make it through the day.
Wow.
And then you are taking you are using your voice, your power, being a good orator. You are leading these people. You are leading them into, it's just unthinkable.
Yeah.
To think that, say, oh, give me all you have. Give me this. And they have nothing.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for listening.
No. Thank you for sharing that. I recently did a project called Church Hurt. It's an audio series, a 6-part series, and it's about how, how people, pastors, use God's name to profit off of people, vulnerabilities and traumas, and it's definitely a business, unfortunately. Because I'm not saying that God is the problem, but I think people are at the end of the day.
Well, yep.
Yeah, and which brings me to my point of music, because I don't know if you've seen the difference of the music industry here in America is so it's different. It's really saturated, right? It's a lot of people doing music. And they're trying to get their song on the charts, the Billboard charts to be number one and all the things. And, how do you, you know, not let that get, your focus that you continue just to make music for the love of it and the art of it and not kind of get caught in the rat race of, like you said, being number one. Like most people, they'll quit making music or quit creating because they don't see the profit of what they're getting.
Well, I mean, here's the way I look at it. There's no linear path to
Right.
success. Okay, so if you love music and you are creating your own music and you are writing your songs, you are putting the sounds together, and you just want, if your goal is for you to be number one, sometimes what happens is that unknowingly, I mean, subliminally, what happens is that you lose part of your creativity because you are so focused on the business side of it.
Yeah.
And you don't see that coming. Because if you just focus on your music, you just want to get at the message, you want people to have fun, you want to get at, you want people to, you want to share your life experiences with people and let them have fun when they need to have fun. We let them reflect when they, just be with them, let them know that, hey, you are making music. Listen to, this may help you along the way on some days, on some, on some, in some situations. When you listen to my music, they say, you know what, I'm okay today. I'm just one
Yeah.
step. Yeah. So when you start focusing on, say, I have to be number one, it's your goal, the business side. Just like what we spoke about, the mega pastors, the reverends that are doing this, the mega is the same thing. They want to be number one.
Right.
So they are creating mega churches. They are competing with each other with how many airplanes they have. Who has, the most beautiful homes, who has this, but then you forget that God's love had nothing to do with that, because actually, if you read the Bible, Jesus Christ did not align with the rich or the elites. He associated with the poor, underprivileged, the underserved, the paupers. Those are the people he resonated with. It wasn't with the rich. So when you focus on that, say, I just have to be number one, I just have to be number one. Are you losing yourself to be number one? Are you losing what you really love, what your clear intentions should have been to say, I just want to share my love of music with people?
I love that. That's beautiful. What's if you could, collaborate with a dream artist on a song that you have coming up, who would it be and why?
Wow, that's a good one. Because, some of the songs I have coming up are kind of, they are off like on a tangent, like moving towards the social norms and the politics.
Nice.
Yeah. So because I have those coming up. And, so if, let's say, Bob Marley was alive,
Oh, yes.
because Bob Marley went through, what people do not know is that, what they see is quite different sometimes on the itinerary, on how he got to where he is, or everyday thing that he went through
Yeah.
to
Yep.
be, to be Bob Marley.
Yeah.
The same with Fela Rasom Kuti. If Fela was alive, I would love to collaborate with people also because they both were kind of Bob Marley was more of the social norms.
Yeah.
Fela was more of the political side.
I love
And
that.
then if somebody like Michael Jackson was alive, I would have loved to take
Yeah. Oh yeah.
to
Oh
say
yeah.
because he was, he was just an icon,
Yeah.
a different dimension, from a different dimension completely.
For sure. For sure. Um, really quick, my last question is what advice would you give to anyone out there that's trying to get into music?
Oh, that's trying to get into music? Well, one is that do not undermine any culture, any tradition, any tribal music that you hear. Just do not undermine them. Just bring them along in your own portfolio in your head. To say, because that's how, like the question you had asked me, how do you make your music, stuff like that, because that will help you along the way, as you move on. Then two is that just keep your dream. Don't give up, because there are going to be the valleys and the mountains to go under and climb. It's not going, it's not an easy road.
Right.
It's never going to be easy because most people, this is what they want to do for as their career, as their lifeline. And some people, like you asked just now, not just that, it's not enough for them. They want the fame. So when you are going along those roads, you just want to make sure that you stay true to yourself. At the same time, it's okay for you to know what is going on out there so you can compete. You can know where you are at, but be original.
Yes.
Be original, and just don't give up on your dream. Don't give up on your dream, but it's your job to do your homework.
Yeah. I love that. That's great. That's great advice. Where can people find you on social media to follow everything you got going on?
Thank you so much. I have my website up now. It's just up now. We've been working on it to make sure that that everyone has access to it. But it's under Ase Odin, ASEODIN.com.
Beautiful. That's awesome.
AseOdin.com. Yeah.
Thank you. I'll have it in the description box as well, so people can just click on it and go straight to your links and stuff into the song. So thank you so much. This was so much fun. It was a pleasure.
Thank you so much, Meosha. I appreciate. I would say the spelling of your name is Meosha. Great. Hey, well, thank you so much for giving me for granting me the opportunity to.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you. Have a great week. Okay.
You too. And thank you all for listening. And always remember to live, love, laugh. We'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.